Students, locals, and many more came together at the Homecoming Parade Saturday to kick off homecoming events. Find out what a few alumni brought back for the weekend.
A local Kent coffee shop and its customers are singing the blues this weekend. Keep watching the second half of the business's game plan.
The aftermath of a chemical fire in Rockdale County, Georgia leaves residents stuck as the EPA assesses the situation.
The Israel and Hamas conflict continues in the Middle East. We have the updates on the recent missile strikes and other stories as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Kent Stater TV. I'm Josh Aponte.
And I'm Anthony Leonardi. Kent State's homecoming was this weekend, and boy, was it a blast.
That is right, Anthony. And Kent Stater's own Michael Neenan was on the scene for the homecoming parade. Michael, did you catch any candy while you were down there?
No, guys, I didn't get any candy, but I did get to speak to a few alumni about why it brought them to the Kent State Homecoming Parade, which kicked off events for the weekend. Every year at homecoming, the city of Kent closes off part of East Main Street for the homecoming parade. Groups from on and off campus save a spot to show off to the community.
It's where I met all my best friends. I'm still friends with them today. I met my fiance at Kent State, and I really developed a passion for research. So I'm actually getting my PhD in psychology now after my time at Kent State.
38 student organizations attended, including dance teams, sports teams, and many others. Alumni returned to campus to meet up with other fellow Kent State graduates.
My favorite part about homecoming is just seeing a bunch of my old friends, ones that I stay in contact with regularly, but also the ones that I bump into randomly, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so great to see all the old friends and stuff.
A select few alumni came back to receive awards for achievements in their fields.
So this is actually my first time coming to the parade as an alumni, and just being able to see all of the different people participating in the parade and connecting with some other alumni as I'm sitting in the parade is amazing.
Despite the distance, many alumni say they come back every year for homecoming.
I had met so many new friends. It's just like a very warm place, to be. And I was involved in a ton of different leadership positions, which I didn't really see myself doing. And Kent just made it super easy and fun to be a part of things. Go Flashes!
Now the parade merely kicked off events for the day, so be sure to visit KentWire.com for more coverage of homecoming weekend. Reporting for Kstv News, I'm Michael Nanan.
Thank you so much, Michael. And a small business in Kent is set to close its doors for the last time soon.
State champs in Kent made sure to go out with a bang. Here's Nikki Kajeski with more. Nikki?
Hey guys, yes, that's right. State champs will be closing, but they had an interesting send-off for the expanding small business. Check out how the community celebrated the coffee spot yesterday. Friday, state champs announced they were closing after opening in April. To mark the end of a chapter, they held their first Tiny Shop concert featuring the band Recess.
It's giving an homage to NPR's Tiny Desk concert. We have a tiny shop, 500 square feet, as well as our big love for music. So it's essentially a really great band in a really tiny shop space.
And it was a bittersweet symphony.
We plan to do more tiny shop concerts, just not at this Kent location.
It was kind of hard to hear, but I'm kind of glad that we were able to come out today and have kind of one last hurrah.
While they are moving out of Kent, the sports-themed coffee spot did accomplish one of its missions.
Really proud of the fact that we were able to bring more awareness to the women's teams, whether it's Kent Roosevelt or Kent State, as well as getting fans interested in sports and athletes they weren't interested in before. So.
While only have been at this location behind me for 5 months, State Champs seems to have an impact on both women's sports and their customers, with customers singing their praises.
The shirt, it's such a fun vibe. I love the community with it. Being able to watch sports here is such a unique idea. The coffee's really good as well.
But the owners, they're loving there. It's just a good, safe home kind of space.
They even have a few kind words for the owners.
Is there anything you would like to say to them?
I love them. They're my moms. They know that.
To the end, it's kind of been very bittersweet. I wish you guys all luck.
this season's coming to a close in Kent, there's plans for a new city.
A lot of exciting things planned, some stuff we are not exactly public about quite yet, but we will have it on social very soon.
The former state champs location will remain a coffee shop under a new name owned by a local mother and son duo. Reporting for KSTV News, I'm Nikki Ujeski.
Thank you so much, Nikki. I'm definitely going to miss that coffee for sure. Homecoming might be over, but there's plenty of events still going on around campus.
Kent Stater TV's Trinity Chapman is here to tell us more. Hey, Trinity.
Hi guys, thank you for tuning into KSTV tonight. We have a great show for you. I'm Trinity Chapman, here to give you the scoop on some recent campus news. Starting off with improper voter registration on Kent State's campus. Earlier in the semester, a third-party group known as Akron Votes registered 1,000 students, with 250 student voters being registered improperly. The Portage County Board of Elections continued to try to reach out to students to re-register by the registration deadline October 7th. To find out if you were improperly registered, visit kentwired.com. Did you know that October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month? That's right, and Kent State is in full support with their 12th annual bra recycling drive. Students have the opportunity to donate bras to be recycled to the Women's Center and other locations starting today through November 1st. Bras that are in good condition will be donated to the Phyllis Zumker County Clothing Center. Continuing on the month of breast cancer awareness, Kent State's Employee Wellness and Health Promotion, along with the Women's Diagnostic Center, are being sponsored to conduct on-site 3D mammography screenings. The 10 to 15-minute screenings are completely covered and paid for by students' health insurance program and will be held in Hears Hall's parking lot. For more information on how to schedule, visit 3d-wdc.com/login. Construction for the Portage County's EMA Command Center has been completed earlier today. The project started back in August of last year, costing a whopping $4.1 million. New renovations to the Command Center consist of open floor plans, rooms for media briefings, and more. Portage County Commissioners are hosting a ribbon cutting to officially open the Command Center next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Well, that wraps up all the local and on-campus news I have for tonight. I'm Trinity Chapman with KSTV, and now we'll be going to Sophia with our weather updates.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Golden Flashes. My name is Sophia Sonato, and I am here to give you a look into your weather forecast for tonight, tomorrow, and the week ahead. Looking at what we currently have in Kent, Ohio, it is feeling like 68 degrees, cloudy and humid. With the effects of Hurricane Helen this last week, we've seen a lot of rain over the course of the weekend, and we're starting to feel the residuals from that in terms of humidity. Wind is going south by southwest at 8 miles per hour, and your sunset tonight will be at 7:08 p.m. Moving into my forecast for tomorrow, it is going to be a high of 72 degrees. It'll be cloudy once again. There will be a very slight chance of rain, only about 15% from what I can tell, and it is going to be humid once again. So if you're someone like me who has very frizzy hair, I'd wear it up. That wind will be southeast at a 1 to 5 mile per hour range, very light and variable throughout the day. And now moving into my on-campus forecast for tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. is going to be 61 degrees and mostly cloudy with 94% humidity. Now, the sun will be out, but also that humidity will be strong, so it will definitely feel a bit muggier than it normally would. By noon, there will be more clouds in the sky, about 81% cloud coverage with also 81% humidity. And by 4 p.m. tomorrow, it'll be at our high of 72 degrees. The clouds will stay at about 90% coverage and 70% humidity. And that is all I have for now. Later on, we'll take a look at temperatures across the entire state of Ohio, as well as my forecast for the upcoming week. Josh?
Thank you, Sophia. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more dry out there soon. While some Ohio workers might see an increase in their pay, the minimum wage in Ohio is set to go up to $10.70 per hour for non-tipped employees and $5.35 per hour for tipped employees. The raise will go into effect officially on January 1st, 2025.
35-year-old Terrell Silver will be spending the rest of his life in prison after he was found guilty of murder in 2019. Silver was charged with 4 counts of murder and 7 counts of aggravated murder. The mother of 23-year-old Ayanna Quitman, who was one of the victims, gave several emotional statements before the sentencing, saying, quote, "This has been the most difficult 5 years of my life."
Coaching Pee Wee football by day and catching suspects by night. According to Akron police, the football coach joined in the pursuit of a 14-year-old male who shot a handgun into the air. The gun was fired around the Erie Island ball field where the police pursuit began. With the help of the coach, the police were able to capture the teen, who now faces multiple charges, including inducing panic.
And Attorney General Dave Yost has announced that Ohio's first 24/7 human trafficking hotline is now available. The non-emergency hotline sends tips about potential sex and labor trafficking directly to law enforcement and is operated by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, who will relay these messages to local police agencies and human trafficking task forces. The number is 844-363-6448. Tomorrow is the much-anticipated vice presidential debate. Find out more about the clash between vice presidential candidates J.D. Vance and Tim Walz.
Some United States citizens might be able to get their medications cheaper. We'll tell you the details for Medicare users from the most recent move by the Biden administration.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, kitty cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Jimmy can't sing and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Welcome back. Over the weekend, there was an update on former President Donald Trump's second assassination attempt.
Lexi Bladnick is here to tell us more and the latest, as well as other national news. Hi, Lexi.
Hello, Joshua. Anthony. Plenty of national news today, starting with the Trump assassination. The man involved in former President Donald Trump's assassination pled not guilty to 5 charges today. Ryan Wesley Ruth was charged with gun charges, assaulting an officer, and the assassination attempt. Prosecutors say that Ruth stalked Trump for an entire month before the attempt. During the attempt, Ruth positioned himself on the former president's fence. Rockdale County residents are left in disarray as a chemical fire resulted in a shelter-in-place. The fire took place at a swimming pool supply plant when the sprinkler system interacted with the water-reactive chemical in the building's wiring. Residents from the northern area of the county were asked to evacuate the area. Those who were unable to leave were asked to stay in place.
Plume starts out, it could become, very, very dangerous, toxic. So until we get those readings from EPA and EPD, we don't know exactly what the plume consists of. So we want to keep everyone safe and away from it as much as we can. Port workers are threatening to strike in the East Coast.
The risk of a strike comes from pay disputes. Port workers on the West Coast are paid more than workers on the East Coast. In addition to the pay discrepancy, port workers are demanding automated cranes and other lift equipment to be banned to ensure job security. If the strike does take place, the United States economy could tank. The 2024 presidential vice president debate will take place tomorrow night in New York City. Like the presidential debate, the VP debate will not have a live audience. The debate will not have any opening statements or muted microphones. J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris each will have 2 minutes to answer each question. Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan will moderate the debate. Watch the debate on CBS News at 9 p.m. Eastern. Democrats are suing Georgia's State of Election Board on the grounds of a new rule that requires poll workers to hand count ballots. Democrats argue that the rule clashes with the state law. They also reason that larger counties will not be able to keep up with the incoming ballots, which will result in election delays. That's all I have now covering national stories for Kent Stater TV. I've been Lexi Blatnick, sending it over to Josh and Anthony at the desk.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
The damage caused by Hurricane Helene seems to grow every day. In North Carolina, some streets look like rivers, while more than 150 search and rescue teams were working over the weekend. Governor Roy Cooper's major disaster declaration was approved by the Biden administration.
More than 450,000 customers in North Carolina are without power. Currently, there is no time frame for when the power will be back. Ohio only experienced some light rain and winds from the hurricane, but our weather anchor, Sophia Sonato, can tell us if we'll see any more this week. Sophia?
Thanks, guys. That's right. We'll get into that in just a moment. Right now, behind me, we have temperatures across the entire state of Ohio. Let's get started with Cincinnati. They're currently sitting at 75 degrees. Toledo is sitting at 72. Columbus is at 69 degrees, and Athens is at 70, just hitting that 70-degree mark. The Akron-Canton area is currently looking at 66 degrees, and so is Pittsburgh. Zooming into the northeastern part of Ohio, going from left to right, Sandusky is sitting at 69 degrees, Mansfield and Worcester are both sitting at 70, Cleveland and Ashtabula are sitting at 71, Kent is at 67, and Y-Town is currently sitting at 68 degrees. Moving into my weekly outlook, tomorrow, as I had mentioned earlier, will be a high of 72 degrees with a low of 53. It'll be cloudy and humid with the overall humidity percentage being at 81%. By Wednesday, the sun will come back, but it will be a little cooler overall on the day with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 46. On Thursday, it'll be a high of 74 and a low of 49 with some morning fog. With 60% humidity overall on the day, though, it should be a pretty good one. By Friday, the sun will be out pretty much in full with a high of 77 and a low of 50. And on Saturday, there will be more of the same. Just a little bit cooler, though, high of 73 and a low of 49. When we get to Sunday, we'll have a chance of afternoon storms, about 52% storm coverage of the area with a high of 75 degrees and a low of 54. And this time next week, it's going to be a little cooler than normal. It's going to be a high of 64 degrees, a low of 45, and a good chance of rain in the morning. And that's where my report ends. For more on your forecast for the rest of the week, you can tune in right back here with us at KSTV. Anthony?
Thanks, Sophia. For the first time since October 7th, missiles hit inside Beirut's city limits. This comes days after the assassination of Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. Israel also launched a strike that killed the leader of Hamas in Lebanon. Hezbollah has said that they will be selecting a new leader as soon as possible, and they vowed to continue fighting Israel and support Palestinians.
Former President Jimmy Carter is set to make history. He turns 100 years old on Tuesday, becoming the first president in the United States history to hit the centennial mark. A number of events to celebrate are in the works, including a flyover of military jets over his hometown Plains, Georgia, where a ceremony and concert will also be held. According to family members, Carter's birthday wish is to vote in the presidential election.
And the Biden administration has announced Medicare Part B. Hundreds of thousands of Medicare patients will be seeing a price decrease for around 50 prescription drugs. These cuts were possible because of a provision in the Inflation Reduction Act, which punishes drug companies for raising the prices of Medicare faster than the rate of inflation. The prices are set to drop next week.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams is seeking to dismiss the federal bribery charge against him. Adams was charged with 5 counts last week, including bribery, wire fraud, conspiracy, and 2 counts of soliciting campaign contributions from foreign nationals. The mayor's attorney wrote the charges are, quote, equally meritorious. Adams has pleaded not guilty and says he will not resign.
Kent State football hosted a conference foe for homecoming weekend on Saturday. Could the Flashes get their first win of the season, and more up next?
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Hall of Fame NBA legend Dikembe Mutombo died at age 58 from his battle with brain cancer. Mutombo was a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year and is in second place all-time in blocks and is ranked 20th in all-time rebounds.
He was most known for his finger-waving and signature catchphrase. Post-retirement, he was an ambassador for the league and could be seen at many NBA events and commercials. For more in sports, we'll take it over to Maddox Miller. Maddox, what's happening on the field today?
Well, it was another busy weekend in sports, both here in Kent and around the country. Hello, Portage County. My name is Maddox Miller, and let's take a look at some of the action. Starting on the field, the Kent State football team hosted Eastern Michigan on Saturday for their homecoming game. The Golden Flashes would come up short against the Eagles 52-33 in their conference opener. Quarterback Tommy Ulatowski threw 3 touchdowns, with 2 of them finding receiver Krishan McCray, who led the way for Kent with 5 catches for 188 yards. Looking forward, the Flashes are on a bye this week and will be in action again on October 12th as they host Ball State. Moving to the pitch, the Kent State women's soccer team traveled out to Athens on Sunday to take on the Ohio Bobcats. The Flashes drew with Ohio 0-0 as both teams were unable to score. Goalkeeper Heidi Marshall kept the Bobcats out of the net with 4 saves. This is the team's second draw of the season, and they will look to get back into the win column on Saturday as they host Western Michigan in a blackout game. And traveling out south, the Kent State field hockey team went to North Carolina yesterday to take on Wake Forest. They would fall 3-1 to the Demon Deacons as the Flashes dropped to 2-7 on the season. Sophomore Eva Usos would score the lone goal, making it her 5th of the season and her 3rd straight game with a goal. The team will head back home to host Appalachian State on Friday. Now heading to some Sunday Night Football highlights, we have Baltimore Ravens taking on the Buffalo Bills and make way for the King as Derrick Henry is going to rush his way all the way to the end zone. Look at the big fella move fast. Man, that side should not be able to move like that. Putting the Ravens up 7-0. And later in the second quarter, Lamar Jackson would find Henry once again to make it a 14-3 lead for the Ravens. And it'd be Lamar Jackson once more with time in the pocket, and he's going to find backup running back Justice Hill for another touchdown. Now, Bills in desperation mode trying to get back into this game. On 3rd and 5, Josh Allen would have to work some magic. And magic, he works as he fires a football all the way down the field to Khalil Shakir, who races his way to the 3-yard line. And on the ensuing play, running back Ty Johnson would bounce his way to the outside and kind of skip his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. Ravens would get the ball once more, and Lamar Jackson would show off his legs and jump his way into the end zone to make it a 28-10 lead. Baltimore would add on another touchdown for a 35-10 Ravens victory. And that's all I have for tonight. To stay up to date all things Kent, head over to kentwire.com. I've been Max Miller, and have a good night.
With the upcoming traveling season rapidly approaching, find out about this Airbnb in Minneapolis that will have you going crazy.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun? There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Airbnb is paying homage to legendary singer Prince. Fans can soon book a stay at the Purple Rain House in Minneapolis. Prince bought the home back in 2015, months before he died. It's been closed to the public until now. Airbnb is opening the home in honor of the movie Purple Rain's 40th anniversary.
Several sequels to popular movies and a Saturday Night Live biopic will be rolling out in October. The most anticipated movie, Joker 2, will be released on October 4th with a R-rated rating. For horror fans, Smile 2 will be in theaters on October 18th and is also rated R. And fans of comic book movies will have a blast that week as the Venom movie, which is the third of the trilogy, Venom: The Last Dance, will be in theaters on October 25th, but it is not yet rated.
Lots of good movies coming up, Anthony.
Lots of them. Can I be honest with you, Josh?
Yeah.
I have not seen Joker 1.
You know what?
I have not seen it.
I haven't either. I know. Right. I've heard it's really good. You know what I'm really excited for? The Saturday Night Live movie. I think that'll be good.
I'm not too familiar with Saturday.
Really?
No, I'm really not.
Well, you know the inside joke we have in the studio with our news director, Sydney Brown. We go, ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Brown, like the Saturday Night Live guy. So I think that'll be fun.
I think the one I know about the most is Venom. I did see both of them.
Those were good ones.
The second one was all right. I got some hope for the third one.
I thought it was good. There is rumors. Don't quote me on it. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man might show up.
I might scream if that happens.
Don't quote me on it. But hey, Prince, you a big Prince guy?
Apparently, I'm not taking part in any of the media we're talking about today because I've never listened to Prince.
I love Purple Rain, the song. I have that on the playlist. Sure. I'm more of a Michael Jackson guy.
We talking about Little Michael or like
all the above?
Old Michael.
All the above. I have all the vinyls.
All Michael Jackson.
I have, let's see, I just got a Jackson 5 one. And then I have like Thriller, Bad, Off the Wall, all of them.
I got to start my collection.
There you go. Got to start now. Well, unfortunately, that is all about the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
For updates on all of these stories and more, check out our website at kentwire.com. I'm Anthony Leonardi.
And I'm Josh Aponte. Have a great night, everyone.